Marcané, llego a Puerto, voy para Mayarí. De Alto Cedro voy para Marcané, llego a Puerto, voy para Mayarí. De Alto Cedro voy para Marcané, llego a Puerto, voy para Mayarí.
Hi everybody, my name is Matt Frank. I'm the president of the Governor Bellingham-Cary House Association, and we are the group that runs the Governor Bellingham-Cary House. That makes sense that the association would run the house. We are a non-profit association that's completely volunteer run. So I do want to thank all of our volunteers and all of our board members who have put so much work into keeping the house running, all of our past board members. For this particular series, we did partner with the City of Chelsea in Rev 250 in the state of Massachusetts to celebrate Revolution 250, but bringing in some of those more diverse voices you normally don't hear about. In this case, it's Cuba. So with that, we have been working with the city. That's why all of the events are free. If you don't already have one of these sheets, please grab one of these sheets from me before you leave, so that way you know what's going on. I do know we have an interpreter. Nobody in the room needs interpretation, but if you kind of let people know around you in case you need interpretation. Oh, does somebody have it? Okay, excellent. Okay, does he have the thing? Okay. If you happen to know anybody else who is coming that needs interpretation, let us know and we'll make sure we connect them. So for this particular series of events, we had an education subcommittee we put together just for this. And that subcommittee was organized and is chaired by Janet, who is our curator. She was one of the people that was greeting you at the front door, not one of the little girls, but they are very valued members of the association. It also includes Mimi Graney, who's out in the hallway, who's also one of our trustees. And it also includes Lee Farrington, who is one of our former trustees and is a very well-known, she knows a lot about history in the city. So I would love to give, if we can give that group a round of applause to thank them. I think I'm on about 10% of their emails, and they send about 1,000 emails a day trying to make sure everything's perfect. So we appreciate them. We also really appreciate everybody who's been working with us, including Max, who's here. Hi, how are you? What's up? So I don't know what he's here for. He's here for Cuba, maybe, right?
I think so.
Do we have a shirt on? We see he's Cuban, Cuban bread. So basically, we're here to celebrate Chelsea. We're here to celebrate everybody who's in this room. We're here to celebrate the diversity that our community brings us. So Max is officially kicking off our series. He's going to be our very first time. So if things seem a little bit fuzzy with the house, it's because we're not used to doing this, but we want to do this more, and we're going to do this as much as we can. Max is a local artist. He's half Cuban, half Puerto Rican, and he wanted to really focus on his Cuban heritage. I'm not going to say too much about him because I'll let him talk about himself. But you've probably seen his art at Kusala Sip, at the Weston Front, and at many other locations as well. He's very well known in the community for all the art that he's done, and he's part of a power couple that includes Amanda from the library. They're probably the two most artistic people and most creative people I know. So thank you guys for everything you do.
Mateo thinks everybody's clapping for him.
Well, he has an amazing name. I'm
clapping.
Matt Mateo as well, so we love
Everybody's
the
like
name.
clapping and turning.
So, without further ado, I'm going to invite Max up to kind of give his talk. And then we invite people to stick around until 8 o'clock today to check out all the exhibits and to see everything. And if you think it was amazing, which I'm sure you will think it's amazing, tell your friends that next Saturday he'll be here again to do it all over again. So thank you. Max, come on up. Thank you, Max.
Yo, what up? How was the long coffee break?
Great.
Right?
Well needed.
Yeah, I want to thank Nolo from Mike Tinto for hooking us up with some coffee. For the people, I think everybody here really knows who I am. My name is Max Pro. Everything good that's happening with the community is thank you to Amanda as well. You know, it's great to be the first person to bring us Dia de los Muertos, thanks to Eduardo and Jukebox. It's great to have the largest scale art exhibit at City Hall, thanks to, you know, B. And now I get to be the first person to throw a Latin event in the Cary house. So, I mean, I feel like we're doing a lot of good things. And when I see all of you here show up, and that also makes me happy. And when I'm happy, good things happen for the community, right? Let's start by saying, you know, I'm from Chelsea, born and raised. Of course, I take like the opportunity to move to other places, but I'm always glad to be back home. The reason why I'm from Chelsea is because in '71, my grandfather left Cuba because there was stuff going on with Batista, and he was one of the people who was trying to get Batista out and say, let's bring in Fidel. And I guess there was this whole thing where Fidel didn't, you know, keep his promises on some things, and when you know, my grandfather wasn't too proud of that. And so he suffered the consequences and was put away in a concentration camp for some time. And while he was there, you know, my grandmother waited for him, and you know, he had my father and my aunt, 2 kids. And as soon as he got out, he took the opportunity to leave the country, part of the freedom flights. And I think that was from like 68 to 75 or something. Don't quote me on those numbers. But he was part of the second wave who came here in '71. In a short amount of time, he was able to buy a lot of property in Chelsea. That's probably when they were like, you know, $2 grand for a 3-story house or something like that, you know?
Those days are over.
Those days are definitely over.
Way over.
So, you know, he did good for himself, and I think that, you know, right next to every great man is a great woman, so I'm happy that him and my grandmother were able to accomplish these things. And so, buying apartment buildings out here comes tenants. And so there was a Puerto Rican woman who left Puerto Rico around '73, and she rented out an apartment from my grandfather, and that was my mother's mother. So the landlord's son hooked up with the tenant's daughter. Here I am, 21 years later. So as an adult now, I'll tell you, when I was a kid, I remember like always being in this area, and people would always say that that's George Washington's house. I don't know if anybody else, they told you that was just me. I believed it, of course, you know. There was no internet to do research, and I wasn't walking. You slept there, all right, so there was truth to it, perfect. The life wasn't a lie, all right. Where was I? Yeah. All right, so yeah, like growing up, seeing it, and now I do have a better understanding of the history. And I think that's a great segue to say thank you to Matt for allowing this to happen. Thank you, Mimi. It's a great opportunity. But for the love and the respect of and admiration of my grandfather, I had a desire to go to where he came from, which is Santiago de Cuba. And I've been going there a few times within the last few years. And every experience has been completely different. This one was probably the most nerve-wracking, and just all those intrusive thoughts come into your head just because of the way that the country is being run, you know. And you know, there was a situation in the airport where they detained me because I had some stuff, and it wasn't illegal. It was just things that we use as a normal thing, like drones or walkie-talkies. And I guess, you know, that stuff was frowned upon. But sure enough, I'm back, no problems. I did not miss my flight, and I wanted to, not a lot of people get the opportunity to leave the country, even leave the state, but I live a life where I'm like fortunate to do that. And because I'm able to do that, I'm able to bring all these things back here. So you guys don't have to go to Cuba, it's right here in the house. If you, in the other room, there'll be a little bit of history about my great-grandfather, Manuel Corona, who inspired artists like Celia Cruz. He has a crazy story. There's a picture of my grandparents who left, and I also had the privilege of talking with a lot of people from the neighborhood, and one of them was a doctor called Dr. Maria, and we had conversations about mental health. because what's an event from bad idea without speaking about mental health. And you could read what she wrote. It's basically focusing on the youth and trying to prevent them from spiraling out of control, because their way of living is just a little bit different than ours. There might not be as much motivation to do more. So their main goal is to focus on keeping them active and taking those preventative measures. So that was one of the most things I valued about going to another country and seeing how they handle those kinds of things. Feel free to go to the other room. I brought Cuba to you, the beach, from the beaches of Guam. There's some rocks, fresh water. The paintings are from Santiago. If anybody has any questions, I'll be here to answer them. And thank you for being here. And here's to Matt, Mimi, Chelsea, everybody here.
That's right.
Thank you. I'll be here for the entire night, and I think, just to confirm, Matt, the next exhibit for this is on the 26th, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's not this coming up this coming Saturday, it's the following Saturday. All right, and I'll be here for if anybody has any questions, or if anybody's interested in purchasing any of the art from Cuba. I don't know how many people know this, but you know, there's always some kind of seesaw back and forth about who's able to present their art without taking opportunities from others. So a lot of people were asking, why don't I have any of my art up? And I just wanted to prove that you can give other people opportunities without taking them from other people. So please enjoy the art from the people of Cuba. And if anybody's interested in them, I'll be more than happy to tell you what I know, and we'll figure out if you could take it home. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you everybody for being here. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you.
De Alto Cedro voy para Marcané, llego a Puerto, voy para Mayarí. De Alto Cedro voy para Marcané, llego a Puerto, voy para Mayarí. De Alto Cedro voy para Marcané, llego a Puerto, voy para Mayarí.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Martinez.
cariño que te tengo no te lo puedo negar. Se me sale la babita, yo no lo puedo evitar. Cuando Juanica y Chan Chan en el mar cernían arena, como sacudí el jibe, a Chan Chan le daba pena. Limpia el camino de pajas que yo me quiero sentar en aquel tronco que veo y así no puedo llegar. De Alto Cedro voy para Marcané, llego a Cueto voy para Mayarí.
Ataque, compadre, ataque de frente.
De Alto Cedro voy para Marcané, llego a Cueto voy para Mayarí. De Alto Cedro voy para Marcané, llego a Cueto voy para Mayarí. De Alto Cedro voy para Marcané, llego a Cueto voy para Mayarí.